With Cody Rhodes looking forward to a feud with Roman Reigns and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report for April 6th. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at WrestlingHubOfficial and also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. During his interview on the Pat McAfee show, Randy Orton mentioned getting to share his pro wrestling knowledge with up-and-coming stars, saying it's fun to be in there with guys that have that passion and maybe aren't quite on your level and they're just sponges absorbing stuff. And I'm in that zone where, oh wow, so the stuff that kind of just comes natural to me and is common sense and I don't really think about, this is like gold to some of these guys who I take for granted that, oh, this is common sense. Not necessarily. It is to me because I've been doing it so long, but I'm able to help these guys and they'll come to me and go, hey, when I did this, I was thinking maybe I should have done this. Would that have been bad? And it's like I can give them advice and really know what I'm talking about. And it's the only thing that I know what I'm talking about, pro wrestling. I really do understand that psychology in the ring. And that light bulb went on for me years ago. And I remember that feeling. And I like to see it go on for other guys like Austin Theory. Following his AEW departure, Cody Rhodes signed a multi-year deal with WWE, making his return at WrestleMania. Talking to The Ringer after his victory over Seth Rollins, Cody was asked who was the first person to know he signed a WWE contract. I didn't even tell Randy Orton. I haven't even seen Randy. I heard he's a really good guy. It blows my mind. This guy threw a dynamite stick in a lobby in Mexico the first time I met him. Now he's a family man. What the hell are we doing? I didn't tell anyone. I kept it very limited. Only Randy knew, my mom knew, maybe a few others. My cousin works here as a timekeeper and even he didn't know. It was the best kept secret in wrestling, but I really wanted to keep everything low key. WrestleMania is the one time you don't know what's happening and won't know until you see it, like when Bryan Danielson won the title at WrestleMania 30. You knew he was going to, but had to wait until the end of the night to see it. After Mania, Cody would open Monday Night Raw with a heartfelt mission statement as he looks to become world champion. Booker T said on his Hall of Fame podcast that Cody will help in WWE continuing to build momentum. I just hope it is something we can sustain going forward. I really think that somebody we are going to be talking about later on in the show is going to spark that change. That person is Cody Rhodes. I just believe the company may be going in a different direction, just because of the format that I saw on the show. Since making his pro wrestling comeback in 2020, Edge has been on a roll in WWE. Still on the Stevens wrestling journey, the Rated R superstar revealed he probably won't be wrestling in 3 years. Won't be 10 years, definitely won't be 10. I doubt it'll be 5. It's gonna be before that. I don't even think it's going to be 3. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be that long. I know the window is small. After she walked out of WWE, many were wondering what was next for Toni Storm, especially given reports of visa issues. Now she is a part of All Elite Wrestling, and during the latest AEW Road 2, Storm said she thought about quitting pro wrestling following her WWE departure. Recently, I planned on retiring from the wrestling industry, which is something I never considered in my entire life. I've put my entire life into becoming the best professional wrestler I could be. I lost that part of myself, and it brought on a lot of feelings of emptiness and sadness that I can't even describe. I traveled the entire world to be good at this, just like Owen Hart did. AEW is home to the best women's division on the planet. I just qualified for the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. For the first time ever, I can truly say that I am home. Before squaring off against Edge at WrestleMania, AJ Styles could be seen making his way to the ring with a cut on his face. This was apparently caused by the Mania set, as Pat McAfee revealed on a show that WWE producers made sure this did not happen again. I was walking to Gorilla, which is obviously the last stop before you go out, and 4 different producers were like, when you go out there, the bottom of the entrance is like a star. Make sure you get to the middle because it is sharp on the side there. I was like, okay, yeah. They're like, well, AJ literally just ran his face into the side of it. He's bleeding right now. I was like, what? I was like, AJ Styles is bleeding bleeding right now? Match hasn't started and he's bleeding, so we need you not to do that too. Okay, thank you so much. And I was like, you got it. Then the next producer came, hey, when you go out there, there's a slant. Make sure you get all the way to the middle. I'm like, oh yeah, why is that? Like, now I'm gassing. Well, AJ Styles just ran his face into it, so we need that not to happen. Okay, thank you so much. You saved my life. So then I'm walking 4 more steps, another producer, hey, on your entrance, I don't know if you've heard or not. Yep, got it. Face thing? Yeah. McAfee would also touch on his WrestleMania match against Vince McMahon, saying it felt like a simulation. You should have heard the stadium whenever he was thinking about it. Whenever he had that jacket on and he started attempting taking it off, man, there was like a buzz raising in there, and I was like, is this? I sat up there for a second, I looked around and I saw a 76-year-old Vince McMahon taking his shirt off. I'm like, is this a movie right now? Like, this has to be a simulation. And then obviously Austin Theory attacked me from behind, Vince abuses his power, and that ref. What was he doing? Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch recently made an appearance on the Impulsive podcast where the boss teased a move to Hollywood. What's next? Is it full-time Hollywood? Is it full-time doing something else that I have a passion about? Or is it still being in WWE and making more history and changing the game and leaving a legacy that is forever cemented? I feel like I've already done that. I feel like I'm already a Hall of Famer, and I feel like I've done it all. So what is that legacy piece I can leave? I'm still searching. Sasha even noted that she wants to be the first pro wrestler in outer space. I do want to go to space, outer space, Mars space. It's like, if I'm gonna be here on this planet, why not be the first? Why not try to beat Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk? Why not? Why can't I try it? Why can't I think big? I think I would love to go to space. I would love to be the first woman to put pro wrestling on a different planet. Sticking with Logan Paul, who recently competed in a tag team match at WrestleMania with The Miz against the Mysterios, had this to say on his podcast about those calling pro wrestling fake. It is electric. When there is someone you love in that ring and doing those moves, by the way, I didn't practice any of those moves. That surface is hard. It is not bouncy. It is not a trampoline. There is no give. It is plywood. It's wood. Wrestling is fake. Shut up. I am sore. The left side of my body kills me right now. Those are real slams. They hurt. In practice even, doing those moves, you're going to compromise your body ahead of the match. After having the Miz turn on him, it seems Logan Paul will be a babyface going forward, which was the plan for WrestleMania. Taking a look at the Google web search index for wrestling-related personalities, WrestleNomics showed that of the top 40 most searched wrestling stars in 2022, Bad Bunny tops the list. The top 10 in ascending order reads as follows: Cody Rhodes, Ronda Rousey, Undertaker, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Scott Hall, John Cena, The Rock, and at number 1, Bad Bunny. Bunny was not able to be a part of WrestleMania 38 due to his touring schedule, but we should see him back in a WWE ring in the future. On WWE's The Bump, Cody Rhodes sat down and talked about the role Roman Reigns has been on in the company, making it clear he is looking forward to a feud with him in the future. When I left here, Roman Reigns was on top, and I think Roman Reigns was experiencing some of the negative byproduct of being on top. Some of the pushback that a new individual faces, but the thing that makes a champion in any company is consistency. And when he said Dallas, Texas acknowledged me, and whether they're supposed to boo, cheer, whatever it might be, and they acknowledged him. He has truly gotten over via consistency and via hard work. What he has going now with Paul Heyman and with the Usos, Reigns truly has intimidating presence. I just look forward to, obviously, again, it exists. There's definitely a match out there that is likely the match that exists out there, but before the matches, you've got to cross paths in some capacity. We've yet to have it, and I look forward to that. Cody also touched on his promo from Raw this week, saying, I was just able to go out and speak in an unscripted, raw fashion and tell a story about my dad that not everybody knows. I actually have the title I spoke about, but not everybody knows that story. That was my original impetus and whole origin story on wanting to be a wrestler, so to be able to tell the world that was very special. When FTR spoke with the media after winning the ROH tag title at Supercard of Honor, Dax Harwood talked about wrestling as babyfaces, but said it doesn't change the way they wrestle. I don't think it changes anything. If we change anything, the fans would not want to cheer us. I think they respect us, and I think that they see the passion that we bring to wrestling. I don't know if there are babyfaces or heels. I think there's guys and girls that the fans attach themselves to emotionally, and that's what I am here to do. I'm wearing a Bret Hart shirt. He made me feel a certain way for 38 years. He made me feel. He hated America. So did I, dude. I don't care. That's what I wanted as a wrestler. I want to make you feel something. I'm not comparing myself to one of the greatest of all time. What I am saying is, I want to make you feel a certain way. I can't do a tope, but god dang, I will work as hard as I can to make you feel a certain way about me, and about who I am wrestling with, to the point where you can't deny it and you either love me or hate me. If you love me, that's cool. And if you hate me, that's cool too. Because at the end of the day, I work my ass off, and I earn my check, and I get to go home and take care of my family. If you like that, you like that. And if you don't like that, you don't like that, and that's okay. I don't consider us to be good guys or bad guys. We are just guys. So, new territory. We are still locking up. We are still snatching a headlock. It's the same thing. Do I appreciate the fans? I love them. I love them, and if they love us back, that's cool. And if they don't, I'll be okay. Following his no-holds-barred match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38, it seems we have seen the last of Steve Austin in the ring, as WrestlingNews.co reported. While McMahon would probably love to have Austin do more, the word going around backstage is that Austin was happy with his performance in the match with Kevin Owens, and there are no plans for him to wrestle again. NXT Tag Team Champion Nash Carter was accused of abuse by his wife, Impact Wrestling's Kimberly, recently as she uploaded photos to show evidence of the abuse. While these claims would be called into question by the wife of Wesley, Fightful is reporting that Carter has been released by WWE. Adding onto her list of legal troubles, Ormond Beach Observer is saying that former WWE star Sunny is facing charges following a fatal 3-car accident. Tammy Sytch, known by her ring name Sunny, failed to stop around 8:28 p.m. while driving southbound on US 1 just north of Granada Boulevard and crashed into a stopped vehicle, which then crashed into the vehicle in front of it. The driver of the vehicle, hit by Sytch, identified as Julian LaFrancis Lassiter of Daytona Beach Shores, was transported to Halifax Health Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.